Hey! So this is something I wanted to start doing. Alright, so it's something I want to start doing. And this is the first episode called Before I Clock In. Oh yeah, Before I Clock In. So what we'll be doing is on my ride in to my store, we'll be having conversations about different things that goes on, and I'll cover marketing one day. I'll be covering a whole different legal side hustle type ideas. So while you're working, before you hit the clock, a lot of stuff go through our mind before we hit the clock. Like we're not ready to. We tired of the job, or we already ready to clock out before we even must clock in. Already ready to clock out. My name is Already Ready, by the way. Already ready to clock out before we clock in. So my desire for this series or these whatever God turn this into is us to have conversation, real conversation, for me to be able to plant thoughts, be able to help teach you to get to the point that clocking in is either a pleasure or you just not clocking in no more. Clocking in for yourself versus somebody else. So that's the whole purpose for what this is going to be about. So first, the introduction, just to introduce who I am and how I started. I ain't gonna back up too far. Well, I can back up to Walmart. I did 17 years at Walmart. So just imagine clocking in to go to Walmart for 17 years. How many stores? So I was at one Walmart for a little over 10 years. I was at another Walmart for 5 years. So I probably did 10 years at Walmart, 5 years at another Walmart, and probably a combined total 2 years at these two other Walmarts. So 4 Walmarts I worked at, all the way from Alabama to Oklahoma. And I was a support manager. I didn't start off like that. I started off working at night shift. I started off working the night shift, and I ended working the night shift. But in between them two was so much, just a whole lot. So I can only just imagine what are you dealing with on the job, and don't be working around some people that just have a poverty mindset or a negative mindset. That makes it even worse. You working around complaining people or people that don't even think like you, but you right there in that environment, you constantly gotta listen to that. That can be more draining than the work you're doing. The people that you're working with can be more draining. Then let you be smarter than your boss. If you smarter than your boss, it's even worse. Your boss coming up with these different ideas or thoughts for you to do, and you know that it don't make sense, but you gotta do it anyway because somehow he has the position. That can be hard. Or when you know you went to college for a certain thing, and that thing that you're working in right now is not the thing you went to college to major in. That can be frustrating. When your pay is capped. When what you bring in is capped and you're not able to go above that, and these people are telling you what your time is worth. When they telling you what your time is worth, don't work a retail job and inventory come. When it's inventory time and you can't go home to your family like you desire, because you got to finish up at the store, because it's mandatory overtime. Man, so I did the Walmart for 17 years, so I can tell you some things. And that was before we had uniform. That was the Walmart before you had uniform. You had that little, you had that dark blue vest. Before they changed their logo. I worked at that Walmart, the Walmart, when they first came out with super centers. When they first started, I was at them Walmarts. When they was adding the food part to the store, when there wasn't no food, when there wasn't no grocery store part, and it was just, Walmart was just, I was working at Walmart then before the super centers. When they were just starting the super centers. So I started working at Walmart in 1990, what year was it? I want to say 97. I started at Walmart in 97. And I was a stalker. I was an overnight stalker when I first. So just imagine, I'm in school at the same time. So I'm in college. So I went to Tennessee State University for like 1 year. Then I came home and had to get a job, living with my parents now. Back at the house with my parents, so I had to get a job, so Walmart was hiring. So, an overnight stalker there. Went from overnight stalker to, working overnight stalker into become the candy department. So I left stalking overnight, got a day shift position, working in the candy. I'm the candy man, yeah. So, working the candy department. I like the candy department, to be honest with you. I like the candy department. So that's actually, when I was working in candy, that was the first time me seeing my wife again after high school, was while I was working in that department. So sometimes these jobs that we have, man, we don't create. We supposed to be there to actually for some relationships or some other opportunities. So I met my wife after high school there again. It added to it wasn't what led me to marrying her at all, because my wife didn't even want to talk to me in high school. So just okay. So Walmart was my. Okay, so Walmart, my wife was walking through the candy department, and I tried to holler at her in Walmart, and I was like, hey, I get in touch with you. She said, you can't. Okay, so from the candy department, I ended up going to the chemical department. I became manager from the candy department. I took over the candy, so I started working in the candy department. The guy that was over it, Ed was his name. He ended up leaving the store or retiring, so I took over his position in the candy department. So now I'm a manager. I'm a department manager. Went from an overnight stalker to the candy department associate, candy department associate to the candy department manager. Then a position opened up in the chemical department. And so went over to the chemical department, and I was the manager over the chemical department. So now I left the candy, and now I'm a department manager over chemicals. From chemical department, I became a support. I want to say I became a support manager. So now, from me only managing like 1 or 2 people in my department to I'm over like 300 associates, 300, 400 associates. From there, they ended up getting rid of that position, and I had to drop down. I went down to garden center department. Learn all about plants. mulch. And when each department has its challenges. So other than support manager was gravy. I used to take these long lunch breaks. I used to take 2 to 3 hour lunch breaks so I can go. I would say 2 hour lunch breaks so I can go and actually minister somewhere. I clock out, go somewhere and rap. And minister to the youth, come back, clock back in. So I was doing that. Yeah, I was doing that. I got pictures to prove it. I'm at events with my walkie-talkie on my side. But what happened at the job? Now this is the introduction, y'all. We just talking. On the way to work, we just talking. But the next session is gonna be about. I think I want to touch on marketing. How do you market? I'm gonna give y'all marketing strategies. But let's continue the story to where I am today. So what changed my mindset on the job was when I knew I was there for more than just work. That changed it for me. It changed the clock in process. I was looking forward to clocking in. Cause it was like, man, who finna get this work today? Who finna get this business today? Cause it was more, that time I'm doing a lot of youth ministry. So I went from taking lunch breaks. I would take a lunch break and go over one of the assistant manager house. We'll go to one of the assistant manager house and drink on a keg of beer on lunch break. This is me at Walmart on my lunch. I go and clock out, go and drink on the keg, come back to work and clock back in. So then at the time I'm in the candy department doing just reckless with it. I don't know if I was candy or chemicals. I probably was at the chemical department then. I had my associates there stocking and stuff. I ain't gonna call my guy name out. There was another guy who was over the guard center at the time. Me and him both, man, we'll clock out, go down the street to Homewood, to another dude's house that was the assistant manager. We'll drink on a keg on our lunch break. Come back to the store. Crazy, reckless, man. So it went from that to me figuring out like, man. So people, they just always see me in the club, different associates at the store. People I work with, they'll see me in the different clubs. So they knew the lifestyle, they saw the lifestyle I lived. At that time, I was doing secular rap, so I was doing different shows. I was doing different clubs, different stuff like that. So people at the store that work with me, they saw that lifestyle. They knew that was the lifestyle that I was living. They knew that was the lifestyle that I was living. So just imagine when I changed, I'm like, man, I'm gonna go all in for God, man. And I stopped drinking to go from everybody seeing you in the club with your Long Island, your Corona, and from you taking lunch breaks to drinking a keg on your lunch break to you totally not doing it anymore. You no longer getting high with them. And they trying to figure out, like, what's going on with this dude. They seen the old me. So just imagine your employees, your associates seeing the lifestyle you live, and all of a sudden they see a change. So I'll go to work. When I'm clocking in, I'm like, man, somebody finna get this guy today. Somebody finna get the business today. I don't know who gonna get it. Somebody gonna get it. So the clocking in changed for me. Then what happened? Associates start coming up with me with their issues and their problems, seeking solutions. They ain't gonna nobody but me. Cause they seen my life change. So now the only God that they actually, the only godly person that they could actually comprehend what was in their life was me at the time. So some of the people that's at your job, the only light they gonna get is you. You the only light they get. So what happened when we change our perspective? Of how we looking at our jobs when we clock in. When that boy changed from I gotta be here to man, I get to be here. Y'all gonna get this. Y'all gonna get all the smoke. Y'all gonna get the flame and the smoke. You ain't just give them the smoke. We wanna leave the flame. She ain't even paying attention. A light green. My bad. I pointed like y'all can see what I was talking about. Alright, so imagine that. They come to me and wanna know. Got questions about life. They wanna know the answer to. And I speak the same thing over you. The same thing over you. Until you get from that job, until you don't have to clock in no more though, your perspective changed. So I started looking at my job as a, now I prematurely left Walmart for real. I prematurely left. And I wouldn't advise anybody to prematurely leave. I ended up leaving off my grandfather died. So my grandfather passed away. I was going through for real. It was like, then they had me stocking for, so what they'll do, whoever got the garden center and whoever has, I want to say stationery or toys, I want to say toys, whoever set Christmases between them two. So not Christmas, they'll switch holidays. So one person will set the seasonal aisle, and then the next holiday, the next person will have to set it. So they'll give you a margin, some paperwork, and you'll have to go and just set it up for whatever holiday that is. Now, what holiday comes before Halloween? Whatever the holiday that comes before Halloween, I think I set it. So that means I don't have to set Halloween. Now I'm already going through it. My grandfather passed away, and I don't celebrate Halloween. Look at it as it's the money. So why y'all want me, the person whose life has changed, the person that that's ministering the word, that's going out talking to the youth and doing all, why y'all want me to set Halloween? So I was feeling some kind of way. Grandfather passed, y'all want me to come and set Halloween. So I took my bereavement pay. Then I went and took personal time. I took vacation time. I took all my time right there. Now I'm married too now. Just got married. But did I get married at that time? I don't think I was. I probably was. I'm trying to see. Was it my grandfather died in 2004. It was my grandma passing away. It was my grandma. Because I was married. And that lady loved me. She loved me some me. Like, she'll always compliment me. It was, man, my grandma loved me some me. And so it was, so I took all that time off, and I was looking for another job while I was off. I was looking for another job. I'm like, hey, I gotta find something else. I ain't going back there. I ain't going back to them. And when I left, just imagine I'm making like around $20 to $21 an hour. Anywhere between $20 to $21 an hour. that's what I was making when I left Walmart to find something else. What you finna find that's what kind of job you gonna find that you know? Ain't no such thing as job security no more, but they were changing up them jobs, you know? But so I ended up going to the union. I was a laborer at the union. I ain't have no kind of skill, so I'm just a laborer. I ain't know how to weld. I ain't go to no kind of trade school. Now I was still in I think I had graduated from Virginia College at the time, because at the same time when I came to Tennessee State and got that job at Walmart, I was going to switch from Tennessee State to Virginia College. So I'm still in school in the beginning part. Now 10 years later is when the situation happened and I ended up finding another job. And it wasn't dealing with, I got a degree in computer network technician. That was my degree, in computer networking technician. It ain't in no, it wasn't in none of the stuff I'm doing now. So Tennessee State, I ended up paying probably 20 something. I ain't have a scholarship to go to, so that's $20 some thousand that I'm still paying back today. Do I plan on paying them off? Probably not, because that's like my longest standing credit for real, because I'm paying on it. That's on my credit report, so I'm just gonna keep that and continue to pay on that. Now I'll go to the union. The job at the union lasts probably, I want to say I was there for like a month. I made more money that month. I want to say I made more money in 1 month at the union than I would have made in 6 months at Walmart. That's probably more accurate. I'm not going to say a year. I'm going to say I made more money in 1 month. The only thing with the union is after that, jobs up. Sometimes they'll keep some people, sometimes they don't. They didn't keep me. Now what am I to do? I'm supposed to go back to the union and sign up for their list, and they'll send me somewhere else. But I wasn't used to stuff like that. I ain't much. I think I probably went. I don't know if I even much went back. I ain't go back. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking some computer classes. So it was a free Microsoft certification program I went to. And my wife, she went to what she went? She took some classes too. This video I ain't talking about the marriage and all that. We stick with work. I'll probably end up covering that on another before I clock in section. But I'm married. So I started Walmart in 97, got married in 2006. So I ended up went to the union. After I left the union, got that computer certification. So while I'm working at the computer certification class, the lady that owned the spot, the classes, she owned a computer store next door. So let me get one of my students to run the store. Let me get one of my students to run the store. While the student run the store, I can train them and everything. Because what we learned in Microsoft certification don't have anything to do with that stuff. So she ended up teaching me the insides of a computer. Now I got my degree in computer networking and technician, but we learn about like the hardware or taking a computer apart. So I'm learning this. what I'm gonna hit y'all with next. Now I'm clocking in. So just imagine going from making $21 an hour, $20 to $21 an hour at Walmart with a gravy schedule off every weekend. The only thing I'm dealing with is inventory. Doing inventory time the only time. But other than that, I'm off every weekend working like a what? It ended up being like I want to say a 7 to 4 o'clock. I'm working 7 to 4 as a department manager. Gravy. So now I'm making $7.50. So hold on, went from Walmart, $20 to $21 an hour. Went to the union, worked 1 month, made more than I did in 6 months at Walmart at the union. I think it was at the Alabama Power, and we were cleaning out day. That was some hard labor. That was some labor. To now working at this computer spot, making $7.50 an hour. That was the highlight and the turning point of entrepreneurship for me. Because when I saw that, I'm like, man, it takes an hour to fix a computer. 1 hour to fix a computer. And out of this $150 we make for fixing this computer, I get $7.50. I understand she got overhead. I really understand now, due to me being in the business I'm in now. She had I ain't gonna say employees to pay. I'm only getting $7.50 an hour. But she had to pay me. And my thought process at the time was, this gotta flip. Like, I need to be the one making $150 an hour. So how do I change this situation into me making $150 an hour and not the $7.50 an hour? So I start, and you start applying this to where you at now. Okay, let me learn what's going on here. Let me learn what software she using. What software are we using to do this? How can I get this software? I need this software. I need all it. So I started paying attention to the tools that was needed to do this. And I started collecting the tools. This is what I need. Okay, this is what I need. It got to the point that customers will start coming to me to do their computer versus wanting to come to the store. Now, the lady at the store, she got mad, and she rightfully at the time she should have been getting mad because they started. When I went at the store, if I'm not on a day or something, they calling or they come up there, like they bring me their computer, like they'll bring me the computer, want me to work on it versus the store. So I wouldn't do it during the store hours. I work on whatever customers coming there, that's her customers, I work on it, but I start going home and doing my customers outside the store. But if I'm not there a day or something, they coming up there for their computer or whatever, or calling, and she like, well, what? So she ended up coming to me. She was mad about that, like, you're stealing my customers. I'm like, that one your customer, but I get it though. I get it. So I end up leaving them and doing it on my own. I already, like, I got the software. I'm building my customer base. And so it shifted. It's actually somebody I work with at Walmart. He probably called me to tell me about Nick Saban leaving. Hey man, you know Nick Saban gone, man. I worked with him. He was a cart pusher at Walmart. Still got relationship to this day from people that I work with at Walmart. It's amazing that I'm doing this. We're doing it before I clock in, and somebody from Walmart called me. But let's fast forward. So doing the computers, that wasn't really enough coming in. Ended up going back to Walmart. I went to a different Walmart though. It's a neighborhood store. Worked that for like 5 years. Still doing the music and traveling. So now the music has picked up. We getting bookings. We doing shows and everything, doing the whole process. So even though I'm working at doing the computer store, and start doing it on my own, I'm still getting booked to do shows. So I'm doing. So 2004, I started doing gospel rap. Man, don't tell me they're still doing this with this train. They still doing it with the train. Cool, they give us time to talk. Now, I left doing the computers on my own, went back to Walmart, did for 5 years at the neighborhood Walmart. So I went from a super son to neighborhood, and I was a support manager at this store. So I went back, and I think my pay went up to probably $15 and $16 an hour, between 15 and 16. So still doing bookings, still entrepreneurship. We out there, me and my wife, we done created like probably 7 streams of income coming in outside of Walmart. So people booking me to do events. I'm selling LED product, light up product at my show, the different product I'm selling at my events. What else we doing? I think that was before I started selling hair. So we got several streams of income that we working on. We we moved to Oklahoma to help somebody plant a church. Within a week of me being there, I hear God release me from that assignment. So it's like, oh man, we done up. And I felt like that was God checking to see will I obey him. Because we prayed about it. I know I heard God say, do it. My wife, in agreement, she prayed. So we up here. I wonder if I need to turn. Probably do. We in Oklahoma, so moved from Oklahoma to Mississippi. And then we end up coming back here to Alabama. Actually, where I end up meeting Coach Ron. That was 2013 when I met Coach Ron. So, worked at Walmart. As soon as I got back in 2012, worked at Walmart. Went back to Walmart, worked overnight. Had the favor of God on my life then, man. Come on now. And I got an ebook that's coming out that's gonna have all this in the ebook. So y'all will be able to read and see the process. The different details I left out right here, you'll be able to follow along and check out the process. Met Coach Ron. So Coach Ron, he was in the store that I'm in right now. So he was there. And I went in to buy a computer. And when I went in to buy the computer, he ended up finding out that I knew more about computers than him. So now he wanna don't tell me God dog, the train done stopped on the track. That's crazy. So we gotta keep on going down till we can turn. I'm talking to y'all like y'all see what's going on. So Coach Ron, we ended up creating a partnership that I'm now working, that I'll sell computers out the store. So I'm finna sell computers out the store, and we created a partnership right there. So that's what I'm doing, selling computers at the store. Man, it's crazy how the train unblock all these tracks. And I did that until 2017. I was selling computers at the store. That's when I started selling beauty salon equipment. I got into selling women hair, so I picked up a lot of different, and I left Walmart like in 2013. So entrepreneurship for me started 2013, like full-time entrepreneurship. So that's where full-time entrepreneurship started for me. And I haven't worked for anybody else since 2013. It's been different side hustles, from side hustle to side hustle, actually from transaction to transaction, for real. And it ain't cut out for everybody. For the entrepreneurship, it ain't cut out for everybody. So don't let people paint a picture that it is what it is when it ain't. It's hard work. I cut my GPS on because I don't know how to get around this train. We let the train not be on these tracks right now. Okay, cool. We good. So from 2013 to now, 2017, I ended up leaving the store that y'all see me at right now. I left the store in 2017, started a carrier business. From the carrier business, I stopped that in 2020 when COVID hit, and started back doing the computers. And I'm still dealing with Coach Ron the whole time, because I go and pick up merchandise from him and sell it and bring him back the money off the sale. So I'm still doing stuff like that. Now with the pallet situation, oh, a train right there. You finna come that way? Golly. And like where I'm at now, it's like me and Coach Ron decided to actually, let's go ahead and create this store. And it was all God. It's an all God idea. Coach Ron was like, so when I'm getting product from him, he'll let me get the product, and he'll be like, hey, you can get that and just bring me back this. This is how much I need back off this item. Because he know how much he paid for it. He'll let me sell it. Then I started putting his stuff on eBay. I'm putting his stuff on eBay. So that's kind of, I was like the online part. And I was like me go out and put on Marketplace. And so we were working, me and Coach Ron working that boy like that. So all of a sudden one day, he told me, he said, you see that stuff I got right there? He showed me some Ryobi stuff was on the pallet. He was like, just bring me back this amount. So I was like, huh. So I ain't never seen nobody sell stuff by the pallet. So it ain't like I saw this business going on at all. I ain't know nothing about the pallet liquidation business, which is a great thing, because sometimes when you know something about something, you'll keep it just like that because that's the way you think it should be. I ain't know nothing about pallet liquidation at all. So I shrink wrapped that Ryobi stuff. He said. So let's just say he telling me that he just want $300 out of this. So I shrink wrapped it, and it was Ryobi like the teal, what you call like the teal and stuff, the different outdoors type of stuff. Ryobi. I shrink wrapped it, probably put $600. I don't remember the price I put on it. $600, and it sold the next day. It sold the next day. Somebody that go to church with me, I put it on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody that go to church with me and they purchased it the next day. I delivered it and everything. I delivered the whole thing. Yes, I delivered the whole thing. And that was the beginning. Coach Ron saw what happened. He had all these other merch. Like, man, let's. So we started putting it on pallet. We started shrink wrapping and putting it on Facebook Marketplace. The deal we did was I was getting like probably $100 a pallet. Every pallet sale, I get $100. And that was the deal we had. And it got to a point that I still needed like more money coming in, because that was all I'm doing, that and computers. I had stopped a lot of those other side hustles. Me and my wife having a conversation about me going back to work. She back to work. We need change. Like our wives, they be the reality check. They able to see what we don't see. And also, I was able to see what she didn't see. I was able to see if I go back working a job, how much we finna make an hour, what they paying for me to start off. Me looking at the time, she done got used to me always being around, us being flexible. We wanted to go and book it. Somebody wanted to book us from doing something. We were just totally flexible that we could do it. So now, it ain't finna happen, like working a job. So I was like, I needed her to see that I ain't gonna probably get no job. If it takes me getting a job or me clocking in somewhere to show you that this is not the route, because it's through entrepreneurship that we're gonna get to what we need to get, I'll do it. Did an interview for a mattress store. And that mattress store, they're ready to hire me. But the hours was like 10 to 7 or 10 to 8. And you had to travel around from different mattress stores. They were ready to hire me. My wife was like, I don't like that schedule. I'm like, this is what we signing up for, remember? When me clocking in, it's a clock, and they decide what hours I'm gonna clock in. This is what we signing up for. So before I clocked in, she was like, nah. So I'm telling Coach Ron about the different options that I'm thinking, because there was somebody else in the liquidation business too. They were trying to get me to work some stuff out with them. And the mattress store, so I'm telling Coach Ron, he's seeing what we got going on moving these pallets. And he got somebody that's at the store selling appliances out of the store, and they about to leave and go out of state. So this store right here finna be wide open again. So he tell me like, give me a couple of weeks. He like, in a couple of weeks we might be able to do this over there. I just had to go in and put in all the labor to get this where it need to be. And so he was like, I've been trying to figure out like, should I hire you? He's just trying to figure out like what it looked like, me not going to work for somebody else, and him getting me to come and work with him. And he was like, well, let's do this. I want to partner up with you. So we decided to create a partnership. Let's become partners. So we created a partnership. And this is where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. And I just pulled up, like perfect timing. I got to this part of the story as I'm pulling up. This is how we get to where I'm at right now, at the store. So I'm about to come back out here. So that's the before you clock in, before I clock in session today. So that's how I get to where I'm at now. And now I got a store. It went from me about to work for somebody, to work for a company, to me actually have my own store. So me and Coach Ron, this is what me and Coach Ron doing. So it's like, sometimes it don't have to happen the way that you think it need to happen. It can be somebody else. They got the resources or they got a spot. They just need you to come in and help them out. That's all they need. They just need you. So I went from all that to this. Owning my own store, the Walmart, all that stuff played a part in getting me the information I needed. The Walmart played a big role, so I don't look at Walmart or my job that I had or anything I did negatively because it played a role into this right here. It played a role. It played a role. So I just want to encourage you, wherever you at right now, look at your job as a sponsor. Let's change our perspective of our job to the point that it's your sponsor to what you really desire to do in life. And this right here, this is just temporary too. Because I got something bigger that I'm gonna do. Something bigger. But this is actually open that door up for something bigger. So before I clock in, I just want to holler at y'all. Before I clock in, I'm clocking in for myself though. It's still a clock in. But the goal is to get to the process that I ain't even clocking in for myself. I got other people clocking in for me. And I'm not clocking in for myself. So I appreciate y'all for looking back at this video. And the next one that we're gonna do gonna be tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to do these in the morning when I'm coming. So tune in tomorrow on my ride. I'm trying to hopefully start leaving 7:30. We'll crank it up when I'm leaving 7:30. But that's the introduction of before I clock in session. So I just pray over your day as you clock in today that you win. You win. Your perspective change. You understand that you're there. You're not there. You're there to do it. You there to work, but you're really there for a bigger cause. So when you change why you clocking in and start looking at it differently, it changes. That paycheck you getting is going to pour into whatever you're supposed to be doing. If you're supposed to own your own beauty salon, you're supposed to be into the real estate. If you're supposed to be into whatever it is you're supposed to be in, that paycheck, they're paying you to help, so get you to the point that you leaving now. Paying you that you're not working there no more. That's the goal. Aight. And remember, legal side hustle, legal side hustle. You got options. Legal side hustle. Mind your business.